Oh, cookie. That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Little my friend. All right. Morning, Terry. I'm got a big car. I think we're like 50 feet or something, 44 feet. So I'm making sure I get this turn right so I don't clip the car in the back here. I'm in a big U-Haul truck. Slept in a rest spot, just got a coffee, have my hammock set up. Hopefully this is a good view. Right.
Damn, fucking son. Right.
Yeah. 287 north.
Yeah, 287 north.
A lot of cops here for being in the middle of nowhere. Oh, it's got a red brick road. Good morning, Jennifer. Cruising up to, probably make it to Montana today.
Wyoming?
Wyoming. No, Montana. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Montana. We don't even know where we're going.
We're not going to Montana, we're going to Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming. I mix up those states a lot for some reason. I don't know why. They're like really north. So hopefully it's a good view. I got my gimbal on my dash mounted, whatever it might be. It's too shaky with all the weight in the trailer. So I got my gimbal. Yeah, we're just heading, be going through Amarillo, Texas. Beautiful red sands everywhere, but really there's nothing here. There's a bunch of oil tankers on the train. Be in Oregon in a couple days. I want to see some waterfalls, some hot springs. Yes, I camped out last night. Be camping the next day or two. I got my hammock, and but we'll be going to his new place, the new house, and then from there I'm going to try to get him to drive me to the coast, enjoy the day at the beach, and then hitchhike back to Chicago. I kind of want a train hop, but we'll see. I think I'm brave enough to hitchhike. Maybe not enough to jump the train, but I've always wanted to jump a train, so I might make it happen. catch a friend or two in Colorado. I could get one of them out. Maybe going through Denver, Colorado Springs. Yeah, that's a pretty good view. I might actually go up to Portland and film some rallies with all the crazies out. That's actually what I was thinking last night before I went to bed. I think I have a friend or two in Portland, or I can make a friend. Yeah, I mean, it is a messed up world, and there's a lot of bad people, but I've just kind of always wanted to do it. There's like an allure to that whole process. I really don't have too many fancy things, maybe my phone and my gimbal, but besides that, I'm very simple. I don't have anything someone could steal, and my mom always said, if someone needs to steal it from you, they probably need it more than you. So I have a blind faith, and I'm not sure if it's a religious blind faith in the goodness and kindness of people. Sometimes I get caught up and miss the red flags of a bad person. But for the most part, I'm pretty aware of if someone's good or bad, and I'm a big guy. And I've been in jail, so I'm not really afraid. I mean, I'm going to be afraid. I'm kind of a wimp, but I want to do it. I want to get over that fear of whatever that fear is that I have of the hitchhiking. I want to get over it. I almost think it'll be fun, a challenge almost. And I've been hammock camping for a few years now. Probably about, I think I'm going on 3 or 4 years now hammock camping, and it really opens up the realm of possibilities of where you can sleep at. And if something happens, I could get onto a bus or a train. There's just a challenge to it. My bills are paid up till the end of the month. I think I gotta pay my cell phone bill, but I can scratch together some money. I have a couple eBay stores, so when I know I'm going to be close to the house, I'll turn my eBay store back on. And for about 3 years now, and so I got about 890, probably about almost 900 items on my eBay store. Teapots, and women's denim jean pants. I do real well with women's denim jean pants. As creepy as that sounds. Sell a lot of like houseware stuff, like little figurines, like little dog figurines and crap, porcelain and stuff. I do a lot of porcelain. Yes, vintage teapots. I do a lot of vintage toys. I'm trying to think of what specific toys. I do a lot of the modern toys too. I'm trying to think of. I do vintage He-Man, vintage G.I. Joe. All sorts of oddball things. Vintage tools, like vintage dental stuff, and like any like real niche, like skilled trade type of stuff. I'm always picking that type of stuff up. A lot of like transportation stuff, railroad memorabilia, oil lamps. I suppose sell some sporting goods. I have a pretty good eye. I have a pretty good eye at finding like quality things. You can tell from a quality thing from a crappy thing. And so that my eBay is just one thing that I do for money, one source of income, and it's more of a passive income once you got it set up. I'm driving right now, but it's the Rewilding store. Like Rewild, REWILDING store. I don't think you could purchase anything from it right now because I'm on vacation mode. And my other store got screwed up, and it's Rewilding Store 2.0, and I lost like 200 items I had on there. I have to take pictures again. So I sell that. My Rewilding Store 2.0 is a lot more housewood like plates, bowls, some Corningware, some Pyrex. All right, Jennifer. Yeah, I should be back up. Like, sometimes I screw myself over and turn it on, and I'm not ready to get home yet, and put the items out. But that's what I love about eBay. I can kind of be a gypsy and still kind of have a storefront, a little business. I was remodeling houses for investors. I've done a bunch of different flips. And eBay was my way out of the construction work, and so my hours I could just go anywhere. I was in Austin, and I went all over the country, and I was doing my eBay. I had all my stuff in a covered trailer. I started selling plushies. Super creepy, doing van life and selling plushies. But my first plushie sale, I paid like 20 cents for gosh, what's the name of those plushies? I'll think of it. Cat. What is the name? I know it because I look for the tags all the time. But $65, $75 I sold a little plushie. It was tiny, like the size of my hand. And after I sold that $75 plushie, $65, whatever it was, I was hooked. So I did plushies, and I started doing women's jean pants, mainly women's, but men's too. But the the measurements, measuring out the inseams, the outseams, the hips, the thighs, the cuff, the waist. What was killing me was the cut, the mid rise or the rise, like the rise, and like I don't know if I'm not fashionable at all. I'm like the most unfashionable person ever. I'm in my pajamas like 90% of the time. So I've slowly learned. I had gone my high-waisted. Yeah. Well, they got all the like the low cuts, and then like the super low cut, and the middies, and then the flares of the pants at the bottom, the boot cut, and the flare, and the bell bottom. Yeah. Mid-rise, yes. So it's a lot of measurements. It's like 10 measurements on a pair of jeans. So I stopped doing the jeans. The jeans were good money, but the denim jean shorts were like my money maker. I could pick them up for a quarter or 50 cents. Abercrombie or Airstyle or I'm trying to think of the names. It's been a bit since I've been messing with it. Citizens Humanity or whatever. The Lucky jeans. I did pretty good with the Lucky jeans when I find the Luckies. But yeah, the denim jean shorts, they're always in style. And yeah, they're just a dime a dozen. I can get $8-10 a pair. And it is nickel and diamond for some of it, but like that nickel and diamond for me, I saw one pair of jean shorts, that's a meal for today. And it takes like 10 seconds for me to put it in a little poly bag, print it out. I was printing it out from my computer. I used my phone and I tethered to my computer, and then I had an inverter, and I got a little Dyno label printer. It's a dual one, laser too, not ink. And so I print all my shipping handles, my shipping labels from that. Super easy. I got a nice scale, and eBay is one of the best ways to make a passive income. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of work on the front end, but like I have my store. I don't do much. I barely answer questions. Yeah, Amazon, Amazon's got its place for some things. But yeah, eBay is much better. People complain about the fees and everything. I don't know, it's 13-15%, but they have like 500 million unique viewers every day, or they have more viewers than anybody. And they do all the advertising and all the marketing, and you don't have to do anything. All you gotta do is take pictures with your phone. You can take one picture, have the right price, and yeah, I've sold so much. Oh my gosh, I've made so much money selling the oddest things. Everything, tapes. I've dabbled in a little bit of everything just to see what I like. I've kind of fallen into my niche over the years now. And try to find things that are the easiest for me to handle and do. I don't mind cleaning things. I sell the hell out of coffee cups. I'm drinking a coffee right now. It's a drug paraphernalia of choice in America. Man, I hustle so many coffee cups. It's not even funny. Yeah, and like coffee strainers and tea sets. I've been doing awesome finding vintage tea sets, Fritz and Floyd teapots. I'll get them for like $5. I'll flip them for 80 to 100, 120. Some of them go. What else have I done? Legos. Man, like little Legos are great. It's hard to find good deals on them at the Goodwills because they kick them up. But I started doing auctions back in Chicago. There's an auction house, And so that's been interesting. I do a lot of estate sales. I like the estate sales. Kind of get a little more swankier stuff. It's a different crowd of people at the estate sales. A lot more knowledgeable. So I learn a lot sitting in line. Sometimes those estate sales in the morning can get packed, and you meet a lot of resellers in line waiting for it. A lot of estate sales, you have to go and get a number. People will be there like 2 hours ahead of time waiting in line with that number. So I'll go early and sit in the car and do things on my phone while I get a number, and then get in there, and man, I get a couple there's so much vintage stuff. At the estate sales, no, it's more like the browsing garage sales style, arbitrage, I guess you would say. I do the bidding at this. What's up, Jason? I do the bidding at this auction house, and man, there's some great deals, and it's like, oh man, there's just so much stuff, memorabilia. I've been like starting to niche out in transportation, anything transportation, airplanes, trains, trucks, cars, and then if you start getting like that transportation thing with another niche together, paper goods. I sell like paper stuff, like old advertisements. Yeah, I'm all over the place with my stuff. And there was, I had been up to like 10, 15 items a day I was selling. Yeah, planes, trains, and automobiles. Like, it sells. It sells. Little boys and girls love them. Older men, retirees. Lots of collectors. And my dad collects a bunch of different things, so I kind of know, like, train stuff. The Lionel and the HO stuff. So I've been learning the key locks, that type of deal. Vintage hardware. So that's like, I've done a lot of home remodels, and some of the mortises from the doors, the hinges, trying to think of some of the hardware. Yeah, there's so much little hardware coming out of houses, like cabinet pulls and handles, like vintage ones, Talavera ones. I do a lot of Talavera stuff. Especially, I was out in Phoenix. I was staying out in Tucson, and I picked up so much Santa Fe style, Talavera style stuff. So I've helped a bunch of people set up eBay stores. That helped my friend Chris, who's in here sleeping right now. I helped him set up a little eBay store in the back of his his shed. Set up like the photo shop, the photo booth. That's actually why I had purchased a real nice phone, the Samsung Ultra, was so that I could take better pictures of my eBay stuff. Learn how to take better pictures, better quality pictures, more detailed. There's a certain amount of freedom that comes with having the ability to work for yourself, basically, using the platforms to secure freedom, because you really don't have freedom working for somebody else. Yeah, it was it was a lot of money for the phone. It was like $1,000, and I paid it outright with cash. And the camera is so awesome. Ray, we did get it running, and we moved it. The carburetor, I think, needs a little work with the float, some fine tuning. It was idling real good, but it was just kind of high revving after I rebuilt the carb. So I think there just needs to be some adjustments. Jason grabbed it and brought it home. I'm pretty sure I had all the little jets and stuff good. And yeah, we moved it, drove it up the hill. A couple of videos ago, I have the video. It was live. It was crappy. I should have static recorded it and made a good quality thing. I don't know what I was. We were in such a rush trying to get everything together to leave, because I had to get on a flight to Dallas from Chicago, so I had to get back home. And no, but we got it running. It was kind of the emergency brake was like kind of rusted, and Jason was like, "Oh, it's stuck." I'm like, "No, you'll get it." And he broke it free, and yeah, it was pretty amazing. We didn't think we'd get it up the hill with it bogging out, but Jason got it. Jason was he drove a truck in the military, in the Army. I don't know for how long, some of his time, he drove a truck. So it's actually super complicated with the property, because yeah, it's super complicated, and we couldn't drive the truck out of the property until the complications of the property, the title and the ownership of everything was properly in place, I guess you might say. I don't want to say too much about what's going on with that. But yeah, it was an awesome experience, and I learned so much from that truck. I would love to do another truck. I feel a lot more confident in some of my knowledge and skills, and I'm sure I don't know really much of anything, but I know enough to be dangerous. But yeah, that thing's cool. I want him to have the tiny home, but the property that the tiny home sits on is amazing, and I think it'd be much cooler if he was able to secure the property for him and his family, and over keeping the gypsy wagon, if that's the case. Oh, there's some old trucks right there. Oh, look at that. That was the same model. Wow, that was 4 or 5 old trucks. That's cool. Yeah, I've never been a car person. Like, never got into like the Chevy Ford debates or any of that crap. I just kind of always had a crappy car. An Astro. I've had an Astro for 15. I've had an Astro forever. I'm on my 3rd Astro. That's where I learned how to work on a car. What's up? 3rd eye activated. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for coming and watching. I know I'm not the most exciting channel. But I try to make that up with knowledge and diversity here. I have a cast of friends in my regal retinue. There's another old truck. Oh, it's got a little trailer, a little rat rod. Oh, that was cool. So I'm in I think we're almost like 50 feet on this. Thanks, Third Eye. You have a great day. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, I hate to bring it up, but any thoughts on the convoy grift? Grey Wolf is saying he will now walk across America for donations, of course.
What town is this?
I don't know what town this is. Some town in Texas.
Okay.
Not sure if that'll help you. It's really cool. It's got bricks and everything. I think that the convoy. I think we're like in the infant stages of the convoy, right? Like, there's always going to be grifters. Like, protests always attract. Every different protest attracts different people for whatever different reasons. There's a lot of people that are just in it for themselves and not actual truth or freedom or yeah, it's like personal. It's all about personal gain and not the group. Like what's good for the group, so they don't talk about certain things. They stay quiet on certain subjects. And I haven't been following any of Grey Wolf. I've been following some of the 1776 stuff. I kind of just pop in here and there and kind of download some of the more important stuff. But I think that there will be another convoy eventually. There's Convoy 2.0 in Canada. They arrested Tamara Lynch like 2 days ago, and again, and that would be cool if I could go to Canada. I would love to go to Ottawa and see the convoy from there. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And I saw that. I'm watching Little Mr. Sunshine. Mr. Sunshine. That's not his name. I can't remember. So he's some YouTuber. He does all the Canadian stuff, so I follow that. He's always like he does all these videos on Trudeau and the convoy, and he's been following the parliamentary stuff, debates or whatever, on the use of the Emergency Act. And so the Emergency Act, basically, the politicians were saying that the RNCPs were the ones who were asking to start the Emergency Powers Act, and this head guy of the RNCP says, no, we didn't ask for the Emergency Act to be used. So I think 2 days ago, one of the guys in the parliament gave a Hopkins choice. Is the RNCP police officer telling the truth, or is this honorable, recognized RNCP officer telling the truth, or is the politician lying? The two both can't be true, right? So that it's a great question, super loaded, super just to the point, and that's what a good question does. It gets straight to the point and hammers out what the reality of the situation and what the fact is. So the use of that Emergency Act was just BS, and so they said that they have all sorts of resources, and they were talking about the loose intel, basically that they're what did they call it? Soft intelligence, soft public domain intelligence. I can't remember what they actually called it, but it was where they basically go onto the computers and they just don't breach passwords. Outside of the passwords, are like reading all the information. So it's going to be interesting how that all plays out there. The convoy here in America, it's such a... The People's Convoy was a networking of a bunch of like minds, and and the live streamers have connected the activists between each other and the drama almost. And so it's created a web of networks, and all the different little convoys have to be hashed out. Yeah, I love the trains. I love the graffiti on them. They are massive. New Mexico seems to have some real big, massive trains too going through there. My dad's a train junkie. All he does is look at railroad yards and tracks and where they go on Google Maps. It's like that's his thing. So I've been to a lot around. I've been to a lot. I know a lot about trains. I guess pictures of cabooses. My dad takes pictures of cabooses. For his 67th birthday, he wanted to visit 67 cabooses that he took pictures of and traveled. Yeah, slow down. Texas here, if you're not going, so I got the trailer on the back. I can see it in the mirror. It says speed limit 55 max with the car trailer. And if you're going 55 on a Texas highway, you're in danger of getting clipped from behind from someone going 85, 90. They move fast in Texas. I always go 10 miles faster in Texas. Just because, yeah. Everyone is moving fast. The roads are so much bigger. I mean, there's room to go fast. Don't get me wrong. Just you don't want to be going slow. another large corporation that people don't talk about. I see the JB Hunt, FedEx trucks. Like, no one ever talks about the train companies being in control. And I know that, I don't know if anyone's been hearing the news, but the DEF, diesel additive that they add to the semis, that has been choked by, I believe, not sure what train company. See, I don't even know train company, but they were restricting the amount of DEF that was going to the I don't know if it was Love's gas stations, and they were intentionally causing a shortage. The DEF is really just water and urea, which is I think they use bull urine or cow urine. So I basically was just saying you should probably just pee in some water, and you could use that. But the train, they were restricting the sales of it, so that's a huge thing because the trucks need that to run. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me why. It might have been. Yes, Jennifer. When I was in Copper's Cove for Port Hood, I was on 100 acres at this guy's place, and he had the Connexes, the shipping containers. One was an insulated shipping container, and it was actually pretty cool. In the insulated one, we made a little studio, and we built the front on the face of the tiny home. I just framed it out in a door. He had a door and a window, and no window, just a door, and then we cut holes for air conditioners. The Connexes, the refrigerated ones, have these big 220, 224, 440. I think it's a 440 generator on the back. I think it's double a 220. I could be wrong, but I believe so. Or 3 phase, I guess is what they call it. But that's insulated, so like with that air conditioner in the Texas heat, man, it was amazing. It worked really well. And when you opened up the container, you saw the front, but when you closed it, you didn't see it. You couldn't see that it had a front to it. That it would get cold in there. So yeah, they're really nice. Downtown Austin, they have all the food carts. They like stack them on top of each other. Real trendy. It's real trendy. They are really cool. Yeah, and I don't know the name of the train. Trans-Pacific might be Canadian. CN. Is it CN? Canadian something? I have to look. I watched an article thing on it the other day. Yeah, so I'm thinking that I might go to Portland for a couple days, try to get a weekend protest, get some good material before I hitchhike back to Chicago, and then and I'm not sure where I'm going to go from Chicago. I might go to Ohio on my friend's property, JJ, and I actually I want to butcher some animals with him. As crazy as that sounds, or weird as that sounds, but I feel like that's a good skill to have. I process dove and quail and ducks and chickens all myself, gutted them, cleaned them. I've done a snake, processed a snake, but I haven't processed any large game, never done any hunting or anything. And I actually kind of like processing the animal first before I actually kill it. Just because it kind of, I don't know. When I moved to Texas 7 years ago for a bit, to go on that farm, the owner's brother came up to me and he threw a dead quail at my feet and a dove, and he's like, "Hey, city slicker, you're about to not be a city slicker anymore." So he made me de-breast the quail and gave me some tips, and it was disgusting. But I learned, and now I can do it myself. Quail's delicious. He made the quail with, stuffed it with jalapenos and cream cheese and wrapped it with bacon. It was so delicious. That's to me how you eat quail. So I'm very grateful for that guy for teaching me that. But I'm going to process a pig and a goat, hopefully a goat and a sheep. So we'll see. I'm just going to be a farmhand for a bit. Whole lot of nothing up here. Just a bunch of overgrazed pasture land. cotton fields here and there. Some oil fields here and there. Some mesquite, lots of mesquite. I love the little farms that have the pecans, Texas pecans. If you're ever in Texas, the gas stations all have Texas pecan coffee, and that's one of my favorite coffees. A lot of the old farm homesteads have pecan groves in the front, little orchards. I don't know if you call it like a grouping of pecans in an orchard, like a fruit, like an apple orchard or a plum orchard. I'm not sure if that's the right terminology. Why is this? I try my best to get the best view. I buy this real nice gimbal. It was real nice for me. And it just doesn't want to, like, work with me. There it goes. It, like, correct. Yeah, it's so dumb. There's not a lot of flowers in bloom. I guess the Texas flowers are kind of early spring and fall, just because of the heat. Right now it's so hot. Everything's like torching. I'm not sure. Or that it's just West Texas and nothing grows in West Texas. I'm on 287 North right now, headed towards Amarillo, Texas. cool windmill. Hey Anna, I am driving to Oregon, Bend, Oregon. I'm with my friend Chris. Let's take a look at him. His son should laugh about this. And basically have his house. Yeah, this is my buddy Chris. And driving a long U-Haul. I think we're almost 50 feet. We got the extended U-Haul and a car trailer. This guy's Camaro in the back. So yeah, we are driving a big old rig. I think we're the same size as the semis, maybe a little smaller. I think semis are 55 feet, and I think we're about 48 feet. I could be totally wrong on that though. So yeah, we're gonna be heading up through Pueblo, Colorado, and then north to is that Colorado Springs, then Denver, up into either Montana or Wyoming. I always forget which one it is. I'm not sure if my title of this video is right. And then I think I'm going to 72 feet. See? I'm learning. Is that kind of standard? 72 feet? That's a lot of cut hay there. Nah. Is that a little longer or a little smaller? Queen sleeper. I'm gonna have to look online at some pictures. Since the convoy, I've learned so much trucking terms. Terminology. Terminology is everything. Once you know the terms, you know the jargon, the lingo of that specific trade. Is cab. Yeah. So I guess a queen sleeper is almost the size of a queen bed. Does it have correlation to that? Like, is it a king sleeper then? I mean, I'm sure it's based on cubic feet inside or whatever. Cubic inches. An overhead bunk. Two below, one above. Okay. Interesting. You'd have a team of 3 in the truck? I mean, I know they do like 2 teams, the pairs. Oh, that's a cool building. Oh, this looks like a county seat. Armstrong. I love county seats. No brick. You usually have brick. Oh, that's an old building right there. Sheriff's Department. It looks like an old school jail. Okay, that makes sense. I was going to say that it has to be a couple. I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it's more likely than not that it's a couple. I mean, those dynamics of being in those close quarters in that cab, I could imagine that could get trying at times. I guess that's the way to put it. Coast to coast, huh? So how long would it take you to go coast to coast? One of the ladies at Joni, one of the ladies from the Florida convoy, her daughter's running coast to coast, and I gotta. Yeah, you have to go. Yep, that's totally true. you gotta just shut up, deal with whatever BS. I mean, it's hard not to have the BS. That BMX track is pretty cool here. People could just drive you crazy. Three-day turnarounds, man, that's insane. So that's about 1,000 miles a day, no? It's about 3,000 miles coast to coast, isn't it? Give or take. 1,000 miles a day. So that's I'm trying to think of what that is. We are most definitely not crowded. We are most definitely not crowded because I have been traveling. I travel a lot, and there is so much unpopulated land that's not being used and utilized outside of the cities. Once you get an hour outside of the cities, major cities, abundant land throughout the country. So you only stop for fuel. So How many million miles do you have? $10 mil? No. That's all 10 mil. 5 mil. Cheap as gas. Cheapest gas. Kansas. Spots in Kansas. In Texas. Texas was a lot cheaper. Some spots in Texas. Not all. Yeah, Kansas. Kansas and Missouri has a lot of low prices. Florida was expensive. California was very expensive, as you know. Chicago. You get into Chicago, it's expensive. Kansas, I'd say Kansas. Kansas, not on the highway. $3 million, huh? Man, that's ooh-wee. Man. That's impressive. That's a lot of driving. It's a lot of driving. I enjoy driving though. I find peace in it. I don't listen to the radio sometimes. I just listen to the road, the wind, the birds. It's very, very, very flat. Yeah. This guy's coming up hot. Ooh-wee. Yeah, I love new places, new things, new feels, new foods. My friend Jamie says that I'm never satisfied. But I don't know if that's a negative thing or a positive thing. Because like thirst for new experiences is what leads me to all sorts of new adventures. Yeah, 6 games. It is beautiful. It's just wide open. Wide open. I usually take I don't know the road names. I just kind of know general directions and areas. But from Austin to Lubbock, Texas, I've driven that like 6 or 7 times. And the oil fields, there's tons of oil fields along the way. I haven't seen too many oil fields. So this is Dallas to Amaretto. I'm probably saying that wrong. So this is like north, I don't know, maybe 2 hours north of the crossroad that I usually go up to Lubbock. I might have done this route before because I have pins of rest areas, and I usually don't have pins of rest areas until I pass them on Google Maps. Like waterfalls and stuff and hot springs, I'll pin them without going by them. But when I see like good places to sleep, I pin it. I have like a couple of lists that is like free camping or free sleeping, and so I pin them so that when I'm doing another route or cutting through, because I seem to be cutting through the same kind of states as you go from Chicago to Tech. Like I bounce kind of, yeah, I don't know, like having the pins. Like I told Chris last night, I was like, I got pins all the way up this road of places we could sleep. We're good. Like, I got some spots. And where we stayed for a few hours last night, or like basically I drove almost till 4 in the morning, and then I woke up at like 6:30. So I only slept a couple hours. But I slept really good in my hammock. I set up my hammock. Well, alright, so I am not going to drive straight through, because I'm not a driver straight through type of person. I'm a sightseer. I usually get around, out and about, try to get some hours in here, the first leg of this trip. Yeah, those windmills, they should be providing free energy to the local communities. And it's like, I haven't heard stories of people.
Why? The local community didn't pay for the windmill.
Well, what if they did?
Then yeah.
He speaks. Okay. I believe that there's an abundance of free energy, wind, sun, water, and that if a government's going to take your money, they should be setting up systems that pay for themselves, basically, and that provides a freedom to the people to be able to be energy independent and not have to pay a bill. Like, imagine if we could have a whole country where we're not paying energy bills. We're reducing it to something that is just so minimum. There's just so much of abundance of the power to harness the energy. But the windmills, it should be done at a smaller scale, not with the real large scale. It should be done like in the backyard or in the neighborhoods, locally on the farm. I think that a lot of birds, migratory birds, are harmed by the blades. Not like, yeah, so there's other systems, other blade ways. They have the spherical ones that kind of spin on the north-south pole axis, kind of. Same with like dams. The dams should be more like beavers, smaller dams, not all in one area. Hungry thieves. Everyone is a slave. Everyone has to work. Everything has to do your something. It's not just a skin color. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I try to be. I don't have much, but I have freedom. I have time. That's my currency. My what I have abundance of. And because I wasn't like a real slave in a cage, after being put into a cage, spending time in jail, after I got out, I've been feral since being getting let out of jail. I felt as though I didn't live my life at all. So now I'm living my life with my great and wonderful friend Chris. Currently.
What?
I was saying how you're wonderful and you're part of my regal retinue. Regal retinue is my thing. I love the regal retinue. Am I being annoying?
No, you're good, bro.
You're good?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Okay. You just tell me if I'm being annoying. I'll shut it off. It's how it breaks the monotony of the drive.
Oh my god, it's fucking flat here.
Yeah. Look at this. I don't know what it's all white. It's like all. I don't know what it's like wheat or something.
Wheat, alpha, some shit.
Yeah. Or it's just all dead.
on? You stopped talking.
I was letting you kind of try to fall back asleep.
Oh, okay.
Either that or I was going to sing you a lullaby, but
Oh, yeah, you live streaming? Sing me a lullaby.
no, you clearly made me a little more self-conscious about my absolutely horrible voice than I already was last night. I like to talk as much as I like sitting in absolutely quietness. I like a little bit of both. Not too many people could just sit in quietness either.
No, that takes a special.
What?
I said, no, that takes a special somebody.
Yeah. My friend Tina was like, she kind of trained me when I went camping with her out Big Bend. She just will like not talk for like an hour or two. But it's great. It's great. has to be Amaretto.
Yeah.
You mind
Driving a little?
no, I'm good on driving for a bit. Totally sweet, man. But could you check my directions?
Yeah.
Because we gotta go north here.
Oh yeah, we gotta hang out in Amarillo. I think we're picking up interstate here, aren't we?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what your
Let me see.
plans are. But this has to be it. This town is it feels massive.
Amarillo by morning. Amarillo's where I'll be.
Mike, could you get over?
Yeah, you good?
Thank you.
We're gonna take this exit.
Take this exit?
Yep, 287 north.
I'm good?
Yep. Yeah, you're good.
Lordy, 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 man. Glad I said so. And left or right? Quickly.
That way. To the right.
Okay, that way doesn't. Right. Okay. That way is not a direction. Obviously, it's north. Not obviously, but. Ow. What the fuck is this car doing?
What a fucking horrible
Hey,
place
easy,
to be
easy,
stopping
easy,
for you guys
easy.
sticking around. What the fuck are y'all doing? Tweakers?
That is a horrible spot to stop.
Fucking stupid. Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I just said.
Yeah, you said all that on that. Great. Blue Channel 7, man. I should go and knock on their door. Ask them if they're going to do anything about Epstein here. Why is it in like a mountain? Interesting. Very, very interesting. See,
Crack is whack.
crack is whack.
That's what the sign says, look.
Yeah, that's pretty vintage. That's super vintage. Holy street lights, Batman. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is the gridded out town, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, see? Super gritty.
Okay. That's what happens when you just like have a desert and you need to just have a population of people. Like, I don't know, the straight lines are
87 north.
Is that what I'm on right now? Or?
We're on 287 north
Okay, and
for 287 miles.
oh, we just continue straight on this.
Yeah.
Okay. 4:30.
Man, we've done 400 miles on this one road.
I hope we get into a pocket of lights.
Pocket of what?
Lights. It looks like we're in the synchronization. We don't want to fall behind though. It's pretty modern. Oh, it's got brick road.
Yeah, that's the baseball stadium right there. Big ass stadium.
Okay. Is that the courthouse? Is this the county seat? It's gotta be. That's the county seat.
Where's the courthouse? I didn't see it.
I thought it was right there. Maybe it wasn't.
No, that was their stadium.
Big town. That's an old building. That's great. You made it real life.
Should have bought that fucking pillow at the gas station.
Why do you need a pillow?
Huh?
Oh, there's
So that way I can stay covered up and have something for my head.
Yeah, I'm okay without a pillow if I got some sweaters or something, but a blanket, I kind of need a blanket. Oh, cool, look at all the old cars there. Jesus. I love the old milk trucks, man. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Cool. I would totally do another truck, man.
Another milk truck or something.
Yeah.
Any kind of old truck.
Yeah, yeah. It was so, dude, it was so easy to work on. You don't have to hold that. It should be good now.
Okay.
Do I have to be in the center lane
Yes.
on this?
Yeah. Or no, you can probably go straight. It's just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go straight. Now we gotta get over.
I feel amazingly rested for such a small amount of sleep.
I fucking don't.
Well, I'm wired. I'm up. I'm good. I'm gonna put on some miles today.
Cool.
Put on some miles and then either stop and nap somewhere, or you could nap and then I could nap. Nap. What is this, driving?
Looks like a driving. It is driving.
Cool. I love drive-ins. Are you using the trigger?
Yeah. No, just moving it so we can see that over there.
Yeah, you can use it. You can use a little joystick. It's pretty cool.
This trigger? Oh,
Yeah.
trigger here in the front?
The thumb, like on the Wii.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, yo.
Yeah, isn't it? It's cool because you can pan across, and there's settings on how quickly you will pan, like how sensitive it is. Also, how when you move the stick, how quickly the camera moves with it. I gotta play with the settings. I haven't played with the settings too much. But you can pan up and down. It doesn't have that much. It it should pan all the way. It should pan more. I feel like it should pan more. But I think I paid like 170 for that. Maybe 160.
Oh, I zoom.
Can't zoom on that. So that's another. I could only do some of those features that I was telling you about yesterday. I can only do it through the DJI app. So it Bluetooths, it connects to the gimbal, right? And it's through the app. Now, I have to look because I'd love to be able to stream and use some of those settings. Because it's that, and then, it telescopes, so it comes down.
Why is it not level anymore?
Because it's like, it's weird. It like, I don't know.
Look, I started fucking with it and people stopped watching, so.
No, that's fine. People come and go.
Yeah.
Can you pan up a little?
Like a soul?
Yeah, perfect. It's so shaky, even with I don't know if it's shaky for who's watching, but it like looks shaky, right?
Yeah.
Even with, like, now it's good. So I need to get some type of dash mount with this double access, because those double accesses
What allows it to...
pivot and to hit that motion. So now they have like the GoPros that you could have outside of the car,
Okay.
so you have a better view. I've been trying to stay real anal with the glass, keeping the glass nice and clean, so there's a nice view, and trying to keep my window of the view of the driving like limited. Like, I don't want the inside of the car as much as possible.
I got you.
Right? Like, I'm real anal. Where some of the other live streamers, they just kind of throw that phone up there and you see the whole arm of you see the dash.
Yeah.
And it messes with the autofocus, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's trying to focus when you have both of those in the frame. When you have the dash and the outside, it wants to focus on the dash, not. And then I learned from Dan, one of the other guys who was like kind of starting off as a live streamer. If you put your hand up on the right in front of the lens, it refocuses and it makes it like, it just has focus issues, so that like resets it so it knows where. Like, I don't know what it does technically.
Got gas? We can pass it.
You shouldn't have to hold it though, G. Unless you want to.
Kinda.
It is like a handrest almost.
Yeah.
Has he seen that video yet? He's not up yet.
But yeah, I don't think you're up yet.
Oh yeah, because it's an hour.
2 hours.
Oh, it's 2 hours.
Unless we've changed time zones. No, we're still in Central Time.
switches kind of at the border of New Mexico and Texas, doesn't it? Doesn't that time zone go right down right there?
No, because El Paso's in that time zone. In El Paso, you're an hour behind. El Paso's mountain time. And I don't know where exactly the line is.
Gotcha. Did all your other guns get stolen by that chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything except what I had on me at that moment.
Is all the ammo still in the...
I got all the ammo. All the ammo's at my mom's house.
Okay. You pulled it out of the wall?
No, that's still in there.
Okay.
I kind of want to let the new owner know.
Why? So they don't drill through it or
Like,
something?
hey, if the zombies ever come, if you need some ammo, just tear off your bathroom
pantry.
mirror. And
How much ammo was in there?
oh, we put a couple boxes in there.
Ooh, what caliber was it?
I think 9.45, some shotgun shells, some 22.
That stuff is like gold. Like, forget investing in gold. You invest in brass. Brass and lead, right?
Yeah.
The casings are brass, the bullets are lead. Always.
There's a lot of copper shots now. No, a lot of hunters are trying to get away from the whole lead one.
shot.
Lead shot because it's bad for the meat, and then when they miss, all that lead in the ground, even in the groundwater and shit, it's just bad. So
Here's something I learned about the lead, right, from one of the permaculture podcasts I listened to. Lead doesn't become soluble in your body unless there's a certain pH of the water. So without that pH of the water, which is not like in our normal diet, the pH, I think it has to be highly acidic. And when it's highly acidic, it will dissolve and become soluble for the body to intake. But the lead just passes through your body. So I could be wrong. Like, I'm not saying that people don't get lead poisoning, but I'm saying that the lead in the meat and the water in our food and some of the other heavy metals, it's like corn. It just like comes in and passes through. Like, it doesn't do like, and that's like I don't accept that as a fact. I just accept it as like a little
possibility,
right? Lost without my van.
That's your van?
No one's waving or honking to me or anything.
Put a little sticker on the back. Smile when you walk.
Oh, well, I was gonna bring my. I ordered 2 flags, 2 Texas Revolution flags.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember that flag that gave the chase years and years ago.
The arm, cutting off the arm.
Yep, the bloody arm. I got 2 of those, so I want to do 2 flagpoles on my van, 1 on each side. So that when I'm cruising, man, I got both those flags flying behind me. And like that Texas flag, I don't know, that one's like the least, people don't have emotional attachments to that flag. They don't even know what it is. And it's cool looking.
The cutting off your arm one?
Yeah. So it's a great like thing that people can learn a piece of history, right? Because it is a very important piece of history. It's the history of the Texas. That is the like Texas Revolution. That's them becoming their own country from Spain.
Mexico.
Well, that was the Spanish though.
Mexicans had already won their independence from Spain.
this was. What are my dates on that? I want to say that's the 1700s, but I could be wrong on that.
This is the early 18s.
It was the early 18s?
Yeah, like 1820s or something. Shit, we have literally the entirety of the world's knowledge right here at our fingertips.
I know, but mine is live streaming, so I don't have that. This is an interesting little spot here. I'll change over going underneath the tracks, and that's going over the other side.
That was cool. Oh, my bad. Dr. Pepper.
Maybe on your end. I would not doubt that perspective on your end. Oh, air's just popped. Can't wait to see some trees.
No more trees for a day.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty treeless east of the Rocky there. Like I said, like desert, just in the desert. Same like in California. When you're east of that mountain range, it's Death Valley. Hit that blue arrow. Still watching. It's not bad. Yeah, sometimes I fall behind on those comments.
I know this is that kind of landscape I'm talking about when I say, what the fuck is this bird doing?
It's hanging out, man. Trying to get slaughtered.
This is that kind of landscape I'm talking about, though. When people drive through Texas, like West Texas, and this is all they see,
Yeah.
and like, Texas is shitty. This is why. This is what they see. But this isn't that bad. This is kind of cool with the valleys and the mountains and stuff, you know? Out there around Iran and Tarzan and shit. Not Iran, but Tarzan and shit, it's just fucking flat.
Those are the first oil pumps I've seen today. That is cool on the valley. I did feel my ears pop because we were going up in elevation.
Yeah.
Hey, Evening Shade, how are you doing? She just commented.
Somebody just commented. How did you see that?
Yeah, hit that middle button, and then hit the middle. Yeah, there's
You're good.
I'm good.
Oh yeah, it's Texas.
Yeah.
We're outside Amarillo.
Yeah, it's beautiful. She's from Oklahoma.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No. Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah, I think I met her in Oklahoma. Hold on, let me think. No, I believe she's from Oklahoma. Either Oklahoma or Missouri.
Dissing your viewers.
And no. I'm pretty sure she's from Oklahoma, and she's got a little YouTube channel. And I met her in Indiana.
She's from Odessa, but now lives in Oklahoma.
Okay. Yeah, is that what she just said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I met her in Indiana. I interviewed her, and she was like hesitant to interview, but she did such a great job once I did the interview, and she has like the most soothing voice.
Oh, like a good calm radio
Oh
voice?
my gosh, she has the most calm voice ever. Totally chill and relaxed.
Mine is not.
You know, you're pretty chill. But she's got like just this chill, like if you're upset or something and you hear her, there's just some people that just have that.
That soothingness to
Yeah,
them?
it's a harmonic or it's a cadence. I think it's more of a cadence than anything.
Okay.
But there's a tone, there's all sorts of things that go into a sound, I guess.
Hey, that dude's from our area. Well, Mac Hike Dodge.
What's that?
The Mac Hike Dodge is the Dodge dealership in Temple. And, oh, that's Benny Boyd out in Memphis.
I remember, I don't do good with names, but I do good with like things about people, like traits or mannerisms. I remember those.
Oh, this is pretty right here.
Yeah. And you're welcome. Hopefully someday I'll cross paths again. And she was with the convoy for a good amount of time.
Okay.
She kind of just like got swept into it, and that was what was cool about her. Wow, look at that non-existent river.
Yeah, non-existent.
She was.
Yeah, weird truck. Did you see the fucking weird truck?
Yeah. Is that a food?
I
didn't see
converted
the
into a
full
big
thing.
rig. It's like that.
Oh,
yeah, it's just like that. It's just weird.
It's like a little RV. Yeah, but what was I saying about her? I lost.
She was with the convoy for a minute.
Yeah, she was with the convoy. Oh, she got swept up into it. She wasn't really planning on being with the convoy, and then she got swept into it, and all the energy of all the people, all the energy of the people, like she just kept going, and I mean, I felt that energy. So like I told, like, it was just an amazing feeling of just people coming together for a good cause.
Pick that up real quick.
And very, unlike me, a lot less judgy. I can be judgy with the people wearing masks and stuff sometimes, because it restricted that thought process restricted my freedoms to so much. There were so many people that were more caring about that actual subject, which I failed miserably at.
Well, wearing a mask?
Well, not getting angry at people with the mask thing, like,
unless
and
they're
them.
me.
What?
Unless they're me.
No, I didn't want you. I did not like the mask thing at all. But you're just a weirdo.
Better, you know?
You're just a weirdo. Even my friend Jamie, like, she always wore a bandana at festivals and everything because it's like dusty.
Right, same
Like,
thing. That's why I was down to wear the mask. I wanted to wear the mask before it was okay to wear a mask.
No, I do not like that. Why I don't like that? Yes, I completely agree with your freedom of choice and everything, but
My body, my choice.
yeah, no, but my thought is that it was like, it then was forced on other people because of like, yeah, it was a forcing of it on the other people that got me upset, and I don't like people infringing on my freedom or others' freedoms. So, and it's hard to not get emotional.
Is it possible to mute this for a second?
Yes.
How?
He's gonna tell me a dirty secret. So hit those three bars there on the far right. Yep, 3 dots. Mute microphone. It should.
Alright, Joe, we're back.
Elk City. She joined in Elk City, and I joined in Elk City too.
What the fuck is Elk City?
Elk City is a town not too far from the border of. Actually, I think we're not too far away from it.
Oh, okay. Elk City, Colorado?
No, it's west. Never east. No, it's east of the town we just went through.
Amarillo?
Amarillo, because I believe they stopped in Amarillo.
Okay.
And then Elk City was the next town. Ooh, look at the butte over there.
Oh, yep, straight up, huh?
Yeah.
In the middle of Bend is a butte called Pilot Butte.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And that's where I think they have their big 4th of July show is right there. So literally from like everywhere in Bend, you can see it.
Are we gonna go there? Are we gonna be there by the 4th of July? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why I bought fireworks and shit, because they don't sell fireworks in Oregon.
Okay.
And aerials are illegal, so I didn't buy any aerials because I don't want to burn down my new state I'm moving to.
Okay,
right,
well that's good. That's good. Be courteous.
But I did buy a bunch of fountains.
Yeah, man. I totally believe that those buttes are ancient trees.
I called it butt for so long. I was like, that thing cannot be called butt. It has to be called something else.
It's a butt.
So I was like, how the hell do you pronounce this word? And then the butte. I still like butt. It's Pilot Butt. Or Pilot Buddy.
No,
Pilot Booty.
I truly, truly believe that the buttes, the buttes are ancient trees, like Avatar style. But the question is, who cut that tree? that thing comes more what the thought process is. And if you come from a biblical sense, it could be giants.
Could be giants. Yeah, it mentions them in what's it called?
Genesis.
What is the name it refers to them as? It says specifically when the sons of men came into the daughters of God.
Yeah, and that's hold on, I know this.
And they were called the
no, I know this, man. It's the
Nephilim. The
Nephilim. Yep. Nephilim. Nephilim.
Nephilim, however you say that word.
Yeah.
Until just a couple of years ago, I thought the word tabernacle was tabernacle.
Oh, tabernacle. Actually, tabernacle means the zodiac.
Okay.
So there's a lot of churches that are tabernacles.
Oh, something I wanted to say yesterday, man. This whole I don't know, the person we heard speak or something for a minute said something about the I don't know. They said some weird shit about combining science and religion.
Yep.
We don't have to combine science and religion.
I said that.
They're not separate. Okay? Science and religion are not incompatible. Science is simply us discovering the laws with which God created the universe. Some of the greatest minds in scientific history were devout believers. Copernicus, Galileo, the whole idea of the Big Bang Theory was created by a priest. Like, it's a modern conception that science and religion are incompatible. No, they're absolutely not. There's no way I could be a Christian if they were.
Well, like I said that, and I believe that, like, astrotheology is
that's what it was.
Combination of science and religion together. Where science says religion doesn't exist. Well, a lot of people say that science makes it. It goes to the Big Bang and all that theory, right? I pinned it on my phone. We went through an area where there was some mountains, and I'm almost positive they were Native American earthworks.
Okay.
just because I could recognize them because I've been to so many of them, and have just there's like a pattern to them, and not all of them are marked because they're just hills. Like just because there's a hill doesn't mean it's an Indian mound. Sometimes when it's just super flat and then there's these big mounds.
Have you been to Caddo?
I have been to Caddo. Caddo's, I'm trying to remember what the name of that shelter was. It's like they have a couple different shelters. They have a Kiva there and a longhouse. And there's I forget the name of it. It's not a long, is it a long? It's not a longhouse. It's
the wigwam?
Wigwam. Wait, what's a wigwam?
Wigwam meant longhouse.
It's a longhouse, but it's down in the earth, right?
It's like sunk in a little bit and stuff.
Yeah, it's a wigwam. It has a wigwam there. It has a few different structures, but it got destroyed in a tornado last year, or 2 years ago.
Really?
I'm not sure if it was rebuilt or not. Caddo.
Caddo,
Caddo.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's east.
And you know what's funny? I think, isn't Caddo Lake, that's the only natural lake in all of Texas?
I believe there's 2 natural lakes in Texas.
There's one natural lake in all of Texas.
I think there's 2.
Okay, maybe there is.
I could be wrong. I've had this conversation with somebody. But Caddo Lake, I've been to Caddo Lake State Park too.
It's swampy out there, right?
Gosh.
Or am I thinking of Garner?
I can't remember. I can't remember the Caddo. But Caddo, that's close to Oklahoma or Arkansas, isn't it?
I thought so. Yeah.
That's East Texas. Pretty far east. It's a few.
tap right here to see comments or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Live chat. It's stupid that it does that.
Okay.
You're already in Oklahoma?
I don't think we're in Oklahoma yet. Are we? I didn't see the...
No, not.
Oak City. Just plan on going for a few days. Wow. She said she just planned on going for a few days, but was so May stayed a month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
What kind of tree? What tree was I talking about?
Oh, talking about the buttes. You think that they're
Oh.
ancient trees? What kind of
Yeah.
tree? It's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. That's interesting. I've had that conversation with.
And no one's ever asked you that, huh?
Yeah, that's a. What kind of tree? I would say that.
A Jacaranda tree.
No, I mean, what kind of trees are here? That what if there was a giant tree? What tree would it be?
Cedar or oak?
I would say a redwood or a
Well,
sequoia.
Wait, I'm thinking local
Well, you're thinking.
topography.
Well, you're thinking based on the official narratives, belief or theory of what the area around that was 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago.
Right, well, I'm going with your belief that it's an ancient, old-ass tree.
Yeah.
But what tree would that one be? Well, it would be a local native tree. Like, we're not going to
Yes.
have a redwood in central Texas.
So what I'm saying is that
Maybe it is a redwood in central Texas.
So, yes, and so
Like
what
we
I
got shark teeth in central Texas. How the hell
Yeah.
we get shark teeth? Well, we
Yeah.
used to be underwater.
or not just on like I do. I believe in a flood. I believe in a silting or like a mud flood. But the
Focus, motherfucker.
what?
It was all blurry, not a focus.
It's allegedly the climate was that temperature. So I get in arguments with like my dad and my friend Jason all the time about this topic of what plants were native to an area. And if there's no written history, if the Native Americans allegedly had no written language to record fauna or trees or brush or animals,
Then we don't know what...
exactly. So
Because just like organisms move around, plants are an organism, they move around too. They have seeds, they propagate, they grow, they die.
and to believe that the climate's always been this way, like I believe that a lot of this clear-cut land of cattle overgrazing, of fencing, that there was a whole lot more oak groves, a whole lot more mesquite groves, bamboo groves in Texas.
Before it got cleared for cattle.
Cleared for cattle, cleared for cotton, cleared for pecan. You know, that's heavy Texas crops. Same with same with the plains, the Great Plains. Like I don't think Oklahoma and Kansas look like that. I think that people live there, civilizations they might have deforested the land.
Yeah, it's totally possible.
And the deforestation of the land, the forest, like people don't know that outside of like once you leave like 30 miles outside of the ocean front, that your water from rain is coming from the trees. The perspiration of the trees causes rain. By the coast, it's different because you got the moisture in the air from the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But once you're inland, away from the coast, it's a different story. So when they replant in drought-laden areas, when they replant the hills to the what do they call that? The primary headwind or whatever? No, that's not what it is. The main.
The jet stream.
The jet stream, or they call it. There's another name.
Prevailing winds.
Prevailing wind. Where the prevailing wind comes is, I believe, where they plant the trees, like on the slopes and on the hillsides, and that will cause water years later down below it, where the wind is pushing it. It's an interesting thought. It's because it evaporates into the air from the perspiration. So like the mesquite trees, they perspire.
Perspire.
perspire. Perspirate is not the word.
Perspiration.
Perspiration is in the present tense. But have you ever sat underneath a mesquite when it's super hot? Like it feels like it's raining. Like water drops on your head.
That thing is spitting on you. Right. Hey, I'm a crack my window.
Yeah.
Have you been to Carlsbad Caverns?
That's in on the by Truth and Consequences, or that way, right?
I think so, but it's like 10 miles south of Roswell.
I have not. I've not been to Roswell.
It's in Carlsbad. You should go check it out. You like all the caves and shit. Carlsbad Caverns was pretty fucking badass, actually.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. Everyone, Carlsbad. That one's a very popular suggestion.
What I thought was so cool about that is you can actually walk down into it. There's a natural entrance to get down into it. It's not like Interspace in Georgetown. Where it was only discovered when they were doing core samples for I-35.
Yeah. I haven't been to that one.
Interspace,
because it was like, I went by the one day, I was going to hit it, and there's all these people out there, and like...
Oh yeah, it's super popular now.
Yeah, and it's like downtown, or you're in Austin, downtown Austin.
Well, that's Georgetown, dude. It's right after... It's like 3 miles after you turn off 195.
Yeah, I was turned off when I drove by. There was too many people. Which I do go to the big popular things, but like, I don't know, at that time...
You go to them you can go to the popular sites, but at odd times.
It was the weekend, I think. So I would go. Because I love going into caves, man. And like I went with my friend Mel, we went to, not the cave with no name, it's the other one out in San Antonio.
Oh, Longhorn Caverns.
Yeah. Well, hold on. So there's the one, the cave with no name. Is that the one with the petting zoo?
Longhorn Cavern is really
dance hall. Yes. Yes, I've been to that one for sure. The one we went to was.
I went there with the scouts.
You went with scouts?
Yeah, to the.
Did you do the spelunking?
Yeah.
You did?
I went spelunking up on top of Enchanted Rock.
Oh, you did?
The cave's up there on top of Enchanted Rock. I told you about that.
Yeah, I think you did. Because I've been in the partial cave at Enchanted Rock. But does that... Oh, I do kind of remember you telling me that.
On top of the dome. I think there's two areas, but there's one for sure where it's like all the boulders kind of like collapse together.
Yeah, big.
You get down
big,
on one end
boulders.
and you can go all the way through and come out on the other end.
You could get through there.
Yeah, all the way through.
Oh.
And now I was in like 6th, 7th grade when I went through.
You got
But
crawl?
I thought some spots were pretty fucking sketchy too.
Yeah. Wow, interesting. Yeah, that place is magical. What's interesting is it has the same landscape as McKinley Falls. When you go to Lower Falls, McKinley Falls, it has that. It almost looks like old concrete.
It's that limestone.
Is it limestone?
That's the limestone. That's how limestone looks. Did you ever make it out to Inks Lake? Out in Barnett?
I was Barnett. Is that past Lampasas?
Yeah, south of Lampasas.
South of Lampasas. I'm not sure if I've been to Inks or not.
That's the one I told you about, Devil's Waterhole. The big cliff jump.
I don't retain all information, so remember that.
And I think I'm brave enough now to go try that jump.
Yeah. Look at this. This is beautiful.
I know people hate on the windmills, man, but I like the wind turbines, the wind.
Hey Debbie, thank you.
Oh, she's not even there anymore.
Yeah, that's fine. I still will reply to the comments. just
So when they come back, they'll see that you sent them to them.
yeah, if they did or whatever. Debbie, she was putting replay on the comment
Uh-huh.
on my live streams, and I didn't know what replay meant. She did it on like 2 different comments. So what do you
Well,
think?
what does it mean?
It means
It
like
means when that person logs in, they'll be notified of the comment the live streamer has said of them?
no, it means that she's gonna watch it later, or she is watching it later. Like she's not watching it live.
Oh, someone who just comes in and plays your live stream at a later time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just never like I watch all sorts of live streams later, right? Like I just never heard that or seen that before, so I had to ask. Yeah, but the redwoods, man, the sequoia. How do you say that?
Sequoia.
Sequoia. The sequoia trees. Like my friend Rob, his parents are growing a redwood in Chicago.
Okay.
And
How big is it?
I actually don't know how big it is right now, but it's been growing there for quite a while.
Have you ever seen it?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
But I believe him. Like he's an arborist. He actually went to like school for arborist. He was
Okay.
doing trees. So like, I've hung out at his house a few times. His wife sells like transplants. She started her own little store. Just opened a boutique like not too long ago.
Like transplants?
Yeah, like
Plant transplants?
Yeah, plant
Okay.
transplants. Sorry, not like.
I'm like, what kind of business they got going on?
No, just like cuttings and like all sorts of like plant wear. And but he knows his trees, and he was growing. Oh man, I couldn't remember the name the other day. There was a maybe an elm disease that went through
Okay.
Chicago. And all the can you tighten the tripod underneath this?
How do I do that?
Just turn it.
Where?
Right.
Oh,
try
right
to
here.
let
Just
it
turn it.
loose.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It somehow got it.
There you go.
All right, cool. Can you open the? Sorry.
What am I doing?
Can you open it like the bottom of the tripod? Put
So
it back out west?
untwist it again?
Well, not untwisted.
Oh, okay. I'm
Spread
tracking.
the
I'm
legs
tracking.
out.
Yeah. I thought that it would expand as you twisted that thing.
Oh. Yeah, no, that just tightens.
I smell what you're putting down. And now we gotta fix this.
Do it on the joystick.
Oh, okay, I see. Cool.
Yeah, the joystick's cool. It's like I had it. Once I got the gimbal, man, it like.
Yeah, this thing's fucking cool, yo.
Yeah, and I've been dreaming of it for years. For 2 years, I've wanted one, maybe 3.
I want a self-tracking drone.
Okay, yeah, those are super cool.
I have an idea with drones, and I think the technology probably already exists. We just don't know about it. But there was a movie I really liked the concept of. It had Robin Williams in it. I can't remember the name of it. His profession was a cutter, and basically what it is at birth humans had a device implanted in them that recorded from their point of view and audio and everything their entire life.
Okay.
And so when they would die, he would go download all this data and then basically make clips of it to play at the people's funeral for their loved ones to see from their point of view, right?
What's the name of it?
I can't remember the name of it, but I love that idea, right? So I think if we had maybe a handful, say 6, of micro drones, microscopic self-tracking drones that basically just lived around us, we could do that. Same thing, just record basically from our point of view our entire life.
Interesting.
But I think the technology already exists on the government level for micro drones, microscopic drones like that. And I believe they use those to track people.
Like the mosquito.
Like a
drones?
mosquito-sized drone, exactly. Because we have the self-tracking feature, right?
Yeah,
Facial recognition.
And the
So
facial
they-
recognition. I
so
mean, this,
they just
this,
fucking
hold
tag
on.
'em.
Whoa. This guy.
They just tag them to a certain person, and that's how they track them real easy.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
But I think for, I mean, all the sports junkies, you know, mountain bikers, just all the extreme sports athletes, to have that kind of shit would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be. I do love the self-tracker drones. It's quite the technology. It's such a cool perspective.
And China just not long ago released a drone swarm of like 100 different drones through a real thick forest to try to work on test out this technology of them interacting and of avoidance, right? And they did it flawlessly through this forest, man. Like 100 of them. So the technology is really advancing.
And see. No stop.
Ain't no stopping with this bitch. Not on the yellow.
Already committed.
And anyone will understand.
Yeah. You want to zoom, slide it up?
Can you do what?
Can you slide that up, the comment?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've never heard. Well, now that everyone wants to talk about it, let me go look it up. It's not Intacto, but it's something like that.
It was the...
It was a real dark movie. Like it wasn't a comedy.
Yeah, he
like,
took it, clipped it, and they were changed. Ooh, county seat. Does the...
That's the county seat. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Does the V's use? Look.
No, the V's are V's. Oh, the user V's though.
Yeah, the user V's. All right. Man, I usually stop. I'm gonna not stop, but
Why? What's special about that?
the letter U was not in the alphabet until like the early 1800s. So I believe that those county seats are all pre like letter U.
Okay. Oh, I get what you're saying.
So yeah, so the V was the letter used. So I'm starting. Yeah, that's getting into the whole Tartarian thing.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought you.
But it is, but it's not. It's separate. It's like I came across it. I saw it in Dallas. In Dallas at the municipal building, because I went and checked out the Scottish Rite building, the First Presbyterian Church, the Adolphus Hotel. Adolphus Hotel is like one of the oldest buildings in Dallas, and it's absolutely beautiful, but just different. I mean, there's some old structures around the Adolphus there in downtown Dallas, but that was the first time I saw it was at the municipal building because they're V's, and then it's on the Masons, the 33 degree, the Masonic temples there, and then the Scottish Rite. No. Gosh, I can't remember. I can't remember if it was the Scottish Rite, but the First Presbyterian is right across the street, and it's the same thing in San Antonio. The Scottish Rite temple and the First Presbyterian, they're the old Roman pillar column like buildings. But once I saw that, I Googled it, and then there was some guy who had traveled to he was like taking pictures of all the Dallas, or of all the Texas courthouses, and a large number of them have V's as instead of U's. Now the official story is that that they replicate the design of those buildings with the U's. So they're copying it. They're trying to make it look old.
That movie is called The Final Cut.
The Final Cut. Interesting. What year was that?
2004.
2004. Yeah, oh, and back to the trees. The trees. I listened to the great podcasts, because I listened to hundreds of permaculture podcasts, and this guy's grafting redwoods onto certain tree stocks.
Your buddy said, I love riding along. Y'all have interesting conversations.
Who,
Evening Shade.
Evening Shade? Well, thanks, Evening Shade.
You should hear what we talk about off camera.
Boy talk. Yeah, me and Chris hit it off when I did his bathroom. His wife found me on Craigslist. I was running a Craigslist ad.
You came and remodeled my bathroom, and
we became friends.
Yep, started hanging out, and then you didn't think I was a worker. You thought I was a fucking lazy bum. But then you came and remodeled my bathroom, my kitchen, and I got fucking in the crawl space and shit with you. Yeah. You're like, okay.
Yeah, you did sucker me into the attic.
Oh yeah, you're like, I'm not getting in the attic. I was like, what do you mean? I can't see
it. You like bait and switched me into the attic. And as I've aged, I've been particular about what I do. I'm gonna do favors, but there's certain favors that you're asking too much. Crawling through attics and crawl spaces, and he had me up underneath that crawl space.
Oh my god, it was so hot. It fucking reeked when you cut that pipe.
Yeah, I had to cut out the shit pipes, or the drain pipes. I don't think we did the shit pipes. We just
not the shit pipe. It was the drain pipe from the sink. Yeah.
Ran a whole length of 1.5 or 2 inch drain pipe. I had to cut all that out in segments. It was not. I should have never learned some of these skills that I've learned. I should say that. I've had a lot of shit on me over the years, and I'm done with dealing with people's shit.
That's when you were going through your farmer phase.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm still a farmer. I just
want to water plants. I still want to just water plants. It's gonna happen eventually. Or maybe my life purpose is to know a lot of farmers and be more of a consultant with knowledge. But I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. I'm still in a farmer phase. It's the core to freedom, being a farmer. Having knowledge of husbandry and food and stuff.
Well, what are the two greatest ways we're controlled? Through our money and through our food.
Yeah. True.
Grow your own food. There's 50% of the control gone.
All right, here's a stockyard. This is the worst way of husbandry.
What are these fucking these mounds with the white shit on? What is that white?
That's a mound of shit. Talking about shit.
But what's the white thing on there? And then what are all the rings?
The tires. The tires. It holds the shit down. That's the hay to feed them. So all the fields around have taken all the water from the agricultural, from the aqueducts, to grow the grass, to roll it up, to hay it, to bale it, to feed a bunch of cows that sit in their shit. Look at all those fucking cows. That's thousands and thousands of cows sitting in their shit. And we're going to smell it.
That's hamburgers and
that's why we have
ribeye.
This is the absolute worst way to smell it now. There it is.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's nasty. But a couple hours out of every major city are these food lots. These are the destruction of America, of the agriculture. These animals need to be free range.
Look at all those cows over there.
Yeah, they're cows and cows and cows. And to feed them, they have to bale all the hay.
I don't know if they're able to see that. That's fucking cattle over there.
Yeah, there's tens of thousands of cattle there, and so these pumps here on both sides, they run around. So when you're in the sky, you see them. They're big green circles, and that's all to feed those cows sit. Instead of them walking through these fields and that shit being used to fertilize these fields, it's just stripped. So all those minerals in that hay and everything is ripped apart and pulled off of the land, when those cows should be running over that land, stamping, peeing. The water should be coming from the piss.
They should be growing shrooms.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the shrooms actually are the naturally occurs in their 3 stomachs. So when they poop and then you're in the right conditions, you will get psychedelic shrooms.
Wait, the shrooms grow inside the cow?
The bacteria and fungi, the fungi grows in the stomachs. That naturally occurs.
No shit.
Yeah. Because when I was at Dare's property and the cow shit, it started raining or whatever, misting at night. I was working on the fence and the rock fence, and I look over, and we had done weeks of cedar clearing, and then running 3, 4, 5 strand bob wire, and I put on Craigslist. I got a cattle lease. I got a guy who brought his cattle over, a land lease, excuse me. Got a guy to come over on a land lease, like, I don't know how, it wasn't much, $400 or $500, a couple $100 for the year, or $1,000, $1,200. I think it was $1,200 for the year in Cove.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's those cows we went and drove around and looked at shit with that time you showed us the land.
Yes. So we got the fence up so that the cows could come in, so we could get the land lease, and then so they've been shitting, and then it rained, and then I look over and the sun's setting, and I just see mushrooms upon mushrooms, and I think of my days in Daytona Beach, and then talking about shooting. Some of the neighbor was stealing mushrooms from the farmlands, right?
Okay.
He was jumping in the cow pastures and he got shot with some salt pellets. But he came over with a trunk full of psychedelic mushrooms, wet mushrooms, So I just thought back to that time. I was like, oh my God, this whole field is filled with psychedelic mushrooms. So I went and got my basket and collected them all.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
So back in Scouts, there's this one place we used to go all the time, and it was basically a rancher's land, right? And so, yeah, I mean, I was totally against drugs and everything back then, but we used to see them and they'd talk about it, so I had always just assumed that the fungus was naturally occurring on the ground or whatever, but waiting for the right conditions of whatever nutrient or mineral was in cow shit to interact to make it happen. But yeah, it's neat to know that it originates from inside the cow.
Yeah, and I could be completely wrong on that, but that's what my research led to
let's
believe.
get it solved then. We're gonna go look it up.
Yeah, I would put cow gut. Yeah, now we're getting some good oil fields now. Could you plug this in? You mind if you're plugging that into my phone?
Donde está? Oh, just up here?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it messes with the gimbal balance. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, but those food lots, man, like I've traveled so much, and I'm so aware of the husbandry practices and the crop rotation and the hydrology of the rivers, and how, like in Tucson, if you look on the GPS map from the canals, you could see the green circles slowly turning to brown circles. Like the river in Tucson used to flow 50 years ago. I've met guys there in the park who like talked about fishing and that it flowed year round. But with all the agriculture from the big food lots, they're stripping that water table. Like, have you been following any of the Lake Mead stuff? Was that, did we talk about
Lake
that?
Mead, that's the one that's it's drying up, right? And they're finding bodies and shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was telling you guys about the bodies. Was that me? Did we have that conversation at your house?
Maybe.
Yeah, they have Hoover Dam's turbines are almost out of water. Like they're no longer in the water, and it's not only the drinking water in the water, but it's also the electricity for Las Vegas. So I've been watching this YouTube channel. They're like a fishing channel actually, and they become like a Lake Mead drought like channel just because it's so dire. There's only one boat ramp left.
Okay, so here's what I found.
All right, shoot, let's hear it.
The spores themselves survive digestion by being particularly thick water, allowing them to germinate in the dung with minimum competition from other organisms. So the cows eat it, right? The spores and shit just in the grass and stuff as they eat. And then when it passes through them, it's like the corn that goes to us, right? It comes out on the other side intact. So these spores come out on the other side intact, and then they're able to grow in the shit because of what's in the shit.
Interesting. And what's the source on that? Just out of curiosity. What?
Chlora?
Chlora.
Well, because everything else is like not like way off subject. And, like,
Yeah. It's a very niche subject. I like because I researched it because I was super curious. I was like, were these mushrooms planted here before? Yeah, and spores can travel. I went to in Illinois. I went to the Illinois. I'm not gonna be able to say this right. Mycological Association.
Okay.
The mushrooms.
Okay.
It's a mushroom club, and they had air samples with just basically a clear petri dish with a paper towel on it, and they trapped air in it, and then let it percolate, and then they identified the spores, and showed it under a microscope what they were, and they had it identified on the little petri dish, and they passed it around, and it was super interesting to see that like that's one of the functions of wind.
It's been 200 something miles already. Because this is saying in 3 miles we're turning.
Okay, yeah, I'm at 2 hours. I'm almost 3 hours on the live stream. Oh, that smells good.
What is that?
That's a factory, some type of roasting or something.
Oh, that's that mill.
That mill, yeah. I mean, that smells good. That's how there's a General Mills factory by us in West Chicago. And
Yeah, that mill smells good. There's a mill, remember that Atterbury, I said like the largest one in Texas is right there by where we just moved from?
Yeah,
That motherfucker stinks
yeah.
all the time.
It's a wood mill?
No, a grain mill.
Grain.
Just like that big ass grain mill we saw in whatever town that was last night.
Yeah, this reminds me of childhood because the mill it was a good 10 miles away too, man. But you could smell it when you were downwind.
Just right, yeah.
It's a very homely smell.
Didn't we stop somewhere earlier?
The gas station, so
Yeah. Did you eat then? You getting hungry? I mean, we're a ways out of civilization, but we'll be in the town.
If you want to stop and eat, I'm cool with that. I'm be good though for a little a hot minute.
Well, I don't know how much further it is to this place. Looks like a good.
What place?
This next town we're gonna hit.
Oklahoma.
No, town. 'Cause
Town.
We're not in civilization right now, really. You know, it's like
Yeah, I
it's
see
like a
that.
country.
What gave it away? It's a really odd looking.
Ugh.
Oh, that's that gas. Raw gas smell.
Oh, or maybe that cactus beef plant.
Oh yeah, that's death. That's the smell of death.
It's fucking reeks.
Oh.
Yo, and we got the windows up too.
Yeah. That's god awful. You don't want to eat anywhere close to this place. Sherman County. Oh, it smells like hamburger. Burnt, chemically hamburger. Doesn't it?
Yeah, now I smell that. What you're smelling, yeah. Made me think of the high school burgers.
Yeah. I gotta find that.
Oh, half mile, we're turning left.
Half mile, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, are you finally taking me off of interstate road?
This ain't interstate, this highway. Your other left.
Oh shit. Still same thing. Boy, do I look like an idiot.
Wait, why the fuck is this?
What are you? Oh, zoom out. Don't zoom in. Straight or not?
No, straight. Yep. I don't know why this thing trying to take me some fucking other way now.
You're killing me, Smalls.
No, yo. Alright.
Zoom out. We talked about the zoom thing. But you gotta zoom in.
Yes, I had to see which way. It's just straight. I'm saying it hadn't been 200 miles yet. 200 miles would have been 2 hours, and I was sleeping for a good while.
All right, so
We're on track now.
how long am I on this road for?
To Denver.
Well, I mean, so that this road takes us all the way to Denver.
No, we are on this road to what town is this? To Boise City. A little fucking town called Boise City.
Boise City.
Oh no, it's still actually 287.
Never knew this about all the cows. Well, I'm glad I was able to enlighten you in that subject. It's a very close subject, and we're going to be right. We're driving right by your house.
Yeah, we forget that, 120 miles for 200 miles, that takes a lot longer when we can only go 50
Yeah, no.
or 55.
Yeah.
200 miles, that's 4
Sure.
hours, not 3.
Yeah. No, I've studied a lot of different subjects to really fully understand the cow, how dangerous the cow is, and so that's the problem. Like that's totally cool to have that problem, identifying the problem, understanding how that system works, and then having an alternative. And the alternative is intensive grazing, mob
How does it
grazing.
look on fuel?
We're about a quarter tank, over a quarter tank. Mob grazing and heavy movage, heavy rotation through paddock systems on land. Understanding the plant processes, when plants go to seed, understanding what different plants you have in your pasture and how they interact with each other, and how the bacteria interacts with those plants, because the more, and that's what some of my meaning of my channel, The Defender of Ants, understanding the soil biology. Well, look at the deer out there.
It's crazy, huh? First off, why are they out in the middle of the day under the sun like that?
Where are they going to go? There's no trees here. Knowing how the soil, the minerals in the soil, the bacteria interacts with the rocks and secretes chemicals so that the minerals could become water soluble for the plants to uptake in their roots. And once you understand that your plants could be different when you have more ants and bugs and bacteria and fungi in your pastures, you get stronger, more drought resistant, pest resistant plants, and you get diversity, and then that plant in that pasture then has more minerals and is more rich in minerals. And people say that something's rich in magnesium or zinc or any of those, those plant, say a plant has the capability of having so much zinc or magnesium or iron in the plant, but they don't always necessarily have that maximum capacity. So if your pasture's good, your plants become more mineral rich because the bacteria is making those minerals available to those plants. And the cow, the shits, the poo has so much of the different fungi and bacteria, and the more different animals you have running through your paddock systems, the more rich your soils become, because you're adding those bacteria and fungi.
Right.
And certain plants are more bacteria dominated, and other plants are more fungal dominated. So that's, you get different ecosystems based on that understanding, and you also want to plant your crops based on that understanding of the bacteria or fungi. So yeah, I've been studying paddock rotation. I was just out in Taos for a month, and we irrigated the pastures, and every day we walked the pastures. My friend Jason's like big on walking, like always doing a walk, getting out in the woods. And man, like I made so many observations and read up and Googled so much different plants. But yeah.
Yeah, because you used to talk about food forests all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
when I first met you, that was your big thing.
Yeah.
You want to be a farmer, go make food forests.
Yeah, and I still want to make food forests, right? Like and like these pastures should be like a silver pasture, which is basically a food forest, but like you want that, like, because look at this land. This sucks. There's no trees. There's trees there. Trees grow. Wherever there's a farmhouse, there's trees. Like because there's water. There's the septic is feeding the trees. But if you look under the trees, there's so much life and activity and bugs and diversity. You look out in these fields, there's nothing. This is nothing. There's not even a tree for a bird to land on if they wanted to. So they keep going. There's nothing there for them. It's devoid of life. It's not soil, it's dirt. Dirt is dead and full of chemicals and nitrates from the fertilizers they're using. And then the waters are polluted and they have algae blooms because it's so high in nitrates and salts. The fertilizers salt the pastures or the fields. The cotton's a high pesticide user.
Are you aware that scientists recently were able to grow plants in lunar soil? these two scientists, they're big, huge. Of course, they got PhDs and all these other things with botany or whatever it's called, and they had to petition the government for like over a decade to get even like a thimbleful of the amount, but they were able to grow a damn, it's not a lily, but it's like a real tiny, some kind of plant that scientists like these guys use often, right? But they grew it in 100% lunar soil.
Well, let me say this. You know how we were talking about the...
Oh, man, I kind of just put you on the spot.
Yeah. But I know how I'm going to answer this. This is the one topic that I don't want people to know what I believe on, right?
Yeah.
Like, because there's so much preconceived notions on it, that I have so much information and knowledge that I don't want to alienate people of that knowledge because of this one belief.
Right.
So it's like the one belief that I tell my friends who are with me, if I'm with somebody who knows what I believe, that it's not an off-topic discussion, because if someone really believes that they want to have that conversation with me.
I wanted to mention earlier, I think that's really why you like me so much, is because you were deep into that when we first met.
Yeah.
And then I went along with the talking to you, asking questions and stuff, not dissing it, and then you found out what I was doing for a living.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit, like really? Like
yeah. And that's what I love about you, is that your ability to accept someone else's opinion and being able to have discussions about it, and like we talked all up and down and around about it, and but I will say this on the subject. I went to NASA's leading edge gardening thing in Tucson. Well, okay, it's not Tucson. It's northeast of Tucson. It's the
biodome?
The biosphere. Yeah, okay. Biodome. There's Biodome 1 and Biodome 2. It's from Pauly Shore.
Yeah, Pauly Shore had the movie Biodome.
Yeah, Biodome. It's a biosphere is the name of it.
But yeah, it was back in the late 90s. They did a bunch of experiments to try to, simulate isolated conditions like living on a colony on another planet or moon or something.
Yep.
And it was like 4 scientists, I think, 4 or 5, 6 scientists. There wasn't very many of them, and they were there for like a year.
Yep. So it was based on a true story, the movie, and that's kind of like some of the leading climate change area of NASA, allegedly, according to the official narrative at Biosphere, right? And they had an aquaponic setup. Okay, and I was big into the aquaponics, especially when I was at your place, because I dug that. Did you see the pond that I had in the greenhouse that I built?
Yeah, out there at Derek's Land?
Yeah, in Derek's Land.
Yeah, you showed me. You showed us when we came out.
Yeah, so like I had that. I was big into the aquaponics, but they had an aquaponics setup. It was a flow. It basically is just like 3 beds. It's 3 IBC totes. You know the IBC totes? It's those plastic 250-gallon square tubes that
have those big white ones?
Yeah, and they have the metal exoskeleton around it, kind of. It's just basically one cut off, like 2/3, flipped over on its side. That's the bottom one. The one that was cut is the second one, and then the last one is a full water tank with just the top cut off, and that's where the fish are. And then the water flows down into the beds. Okay. So it's just it's some systems use lava rock or rock wall, like the balls, the hydroton balls.
Okay.
But they have this one aqua tank fall thing set up, and they're like, yeah, this is our leading science thing for like the food growing in NASA. And I'm looking at them like, man, I've seen like on YouTube like systems that are like
better than this,
1,000 times better than this, and they were like barely, like that thing was like barely up and running. It was like so like just kind of started. It didn't have the roots going or anything.
Well, private industry versus government industry.
Yeah. and it had the roots were well, okay, so flash forward like a week later, I'm in Tucson, and I want to go and see an aquaponics store, and I go in and I'm checking out. I found a really cool aquaponics store, checking it out. They have all these koi fish, like these amazing like systems, and it was like a hydroponic and like weed growing, all that store, right? But they had some active aquaponics systems going in that store, and I started BSing with the guy, and that guy was the one who built NASA's leading edge aquaponics thing at his thing. Not no scientist, just some Joe in the grow shop. Right. Yeah. So that's what I was commenting on that subject, man. Like, I feel like that's my own first-hand perspective.
So whether it's Jim Bob or it's Dr. Jim Bob, okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who grew it.
That's true. It's true that an expert in the field is an expert in the field.
True.
No matter what his title is. I just thought that was interesting. Now the biosphere is super cool, and if you ever get a chance, I would go and check it out.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, it's all self-contained, right?
Yeah, and the trees are like real nice and grown.
Like, that's where the fuck you should go when the zombies come. It's fully self-contained. Just hold up, you don't have to worry. Like,
yeah. Except for zombies could break glass, can't they?
Well, I mean, are we talking World War Z zombies or Walking Dead zombies?
I'm not sure. I don't really know either of those, but...
No?
I mean, I've just seen very little...
Oh, man. We're zombie fans.
Yeah, I'm not...
We love zombies.
I think we had the zombie conversation before. Last time I was in Dallas. Yeah, I was the one zombie movie is the only one where they get the Twinkies. It's the only one I like.
Oh, Zombieland?
Yeah, and I'm not really into the comedies either.
Did you see Zombieland Part 2?
I'm not sure.
They have a Zombieland 2.
I might have seen it.
And what do you mean you like the comedies? You don't like the zombie comedies? Like Shaun of the Dead? Oh, are people saying something?
Yeah. Shaun of the Dead, no, like I really didn't get into the zombie.
I mean, they're Brit zombies. They're Brit humor, so you gotta get over that. But Shaun of the Dead was fucking hilarious. You read that?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool, yeah, I look forward to the landscape changing. It sucks right here.
What's that big one say?
Yeah, that's why I like you, Scotty, because I don't always agree with you, but I find you extremely genuine and honest. By the way, love the movie Biodome. Walking Dead zombies. Yeah, we're a big zombie. My family's big into zombies. Have you seen Train to Busan? And then there's also one I like. It introduced a new concept called Road to Wormwood. It's an Australian zombie movie. And I think they actually made a series out of it. A couple different series of the movie. Movies in the series. Okay, yeah, I like this. It's cool how you can interact with people.
Yeah, it's different, right? It's a whole different, and like with the convoy started a whole different style of protest. The first person narrative protest through cameras kind of started in like the Occupy movement. Like that's where I was like.
Yeah, you were part of that, right? Wasn't that all of this shit?
Yep. That's where like I wanted to do like protests. I wanted to do first person narrative, but like just too shy and whatnot. But the convoy, like with the live streamers and the interactions with people and the web that it creates between the other little live streamers and the drama and the stories and all the excitement of it creates like a network almost, right? Mm-hmm. A spider web. And it's different. It's a different style. It's just like the oh, look at the cave.
Yeah, I see.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
There's another cow death field, huh?
Oh yeah. Look at that. Can you show that?
Yeah.
You could zoom in too.
How do you zoom in?
Just go like this, though.
Okay.
You zoom in by pushing on the window and like.
Oh, I gotta
a
unplug.
picture.
I gotta unplug your power.
Yeah. You could, like.
Oh, actually on the.
Yeah.
Okay. That's too far now.
Yeah. It's hard to zoom in and be moving. Yeah, it's cool because I like it. I can't think of topics to talk about, but when people interact and ask questions or like say things, I'm great at that type of conversation. Just not coming out of the fold with my own narrative or what I want to talk about. Because I want to talk about everything. You can't just talk about one thing. Yeah, and yeah, that's what I love about Chris. We could just have different opinions, and yeah, we have great conversations, and we talk about all sorts of different things. And yeah, that's how our friendship was forged. And he took me on the Fort Hood, and I got to like, we hooked up. What was it again? You said it yesterday.
Satellite communications is what I worked on. Satcom.
Satcom. And Fort Hood is the largest comms department in the country, isn't it?
No, Fort Gordon is actually bigger as far as communications goes. Fort Hood is the largest active duty military base in the free world.
Oh.
And it's about to be renamed to Fort Cavazos.
Cavasso?
Yeah, because Fort Hood was a Confederate general, so, you know, we're this new woke culture, how we're undoing everything like that, you know? So,
what?
Yeah, Fort Bragg is being renamed to Fort Liberty.
Yes, not...
Fort Hood is being renamed to Fort Cavazos. And then I don't know the other three bases that are being renamed something.
Yeah, my friend Jason, that was his base is being changed.
Hey, I want to gas up here.
Okay. Pilot? Or
Whatever.
Alsubs? Oh, Alsubs, man. I want a Crispito.
Okay.
Alsubs has a Crispitos, and they stop. You start going, we're almost too far north. Once you get up so far north, they stop. They don't. It'd be a miracle to find a Crispito.
Crispito.
Or else.
Also.
Yeah, it's it's not very big.
It's not very big.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think we need to go to the pilot.
Okay.
Just for the gas. I mean, you can go into here and get your Crispito.
No, whatever.
Or right here, if you can turn right there, make that one. Nah. Can you?
Yeah. Just got this real nice and wide. I'm clear. I'm good, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can turn off and on. Alright, I think I'm going to end the feed after that.
Alright, y'all, we'll be back.
Yeah,
Oh,
hold on, don't turn it off.
That blue thing means there's more comments, right? Okay.
Your wallet's down on the ground, shoot.
Who is Citizen Z?
Citizen, no, I'll check that out. You're kind of like Citizen Z. What's Citizen Z?
I don't know. I just asked. I know the music artist, Citizen Cope.
Alright, I'm going to show the card in the back.
Okay. Go show off what we're pulling.
Yeah, so you can see the monstrosity. Ooh, too far. Nope. I'm good. Got the whole car. Alright, I'm gonna kill the stream. That was 3:15. That's an extremely long time. And thank you for watching. Evening Shade. Thank you for the interactions. And I'll email you. Put your email if you're still on. I don't know if you...
Let me walk.
Oh, Z Nation, Citizen Z worked at a military satellite station. Sorry, my comments were like 50. No, for sure. The Citizen Z. I'll read her comment. That was a good comment. Or Z Nation, Citizen Z worked at a military satellite station. Sorry, my comments are behind.
Okay.
Yeah, he is like Citizen Z. He always talking about the zombie apocalypse, collecting bullets and everything. So yeah, my email is allouthomeconstruction@yahoo.com. Allouthomeconstruction@yahoo.com. Just send me your contact information, and I for sure will cross paths with you again. I enjoyed my conversation with you. So, all right, peace. Bye-bye.
I thought you were talking to me.
I was. It's like...